Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Jay Huseman, and we are here for a Phoenix preview for the NASCAR Truck Series. This is it, Jay.
Across the board, it is championship weekend, so that makes it a big weekend, no doubt.
All right, so have you had a chance to check out that entry list?
I have, and we'll start with the ones they list just on the front page for Phoenix Raceway. There's 34 drivers listed for 36 spots. So in the Truck Series, nobody going home. Stephon Parsons in the number 7 for Spire Motorsports. I heard that earlier in the week. The number 35 is going to be Greg Van Alst, got his truck back out there. Tyler Reif is in the number 41. That's an interesting one. And then the number 62, which I believe is a second Halmar Friesen truck, is Cole Butcher. We had heard that already earlier. And then I'm going to pull it up and see if there's any maybe that we want to hit.
There's quite a few.
All right. Well, go ahead and start. Mine's loading here.
Okay, I know the 02 is going to be Young's Motorsports with Nathan Bird in behind the wheel. What's interesting is GMS is the sponsor on that one. Clayton Green is back in the number 2 for Rayum Brothers, so he'll be racing again this week. Mason Maggio, I know he's been there off and on in the 22 for Rayum Brothers. He's here.
You got the 33, which is also a Rayum Brothers Racing, Frankie Munoz.
Luke Baldwin in the number 66 for ThorSport Racing. Caleb Costner in the 74 for Mike Harmon Racing.
And it's become pretty consistent. Brent Cruz in the number 1 Tricon Garage. That's another one that has been occasionally listed up front. Connor Mozak one that was announced that he would finish the season out there, McAnally team.
I think those are the only ones that weren't mentioned on the front page.
And that might be all they get talked about, because we're going to talk about the championship run for 4 drivers. I know everybody else kind of gets pushed to the side, so we at least got some names out there.
Yes, indeed. All right, now that next race and final race of the season is the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship race at Phoenix Raceway. That is a 1-mile asphalt oval, and they'll be racing Friday night, October the 31st on Halloween at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The coverage is on Fox Sports 1 as well as NRN, NASCAR Radio Network, and Sirius XM NASCAR Channel 90. They'll be racing a distance of 100 miles over the 150 laps. First 2 stages are 45 laps each. First stage ends on lap 45, second stage on lap 90. The final stage is going to be 60 laps, ending on lap 150. Where are you going to watch this week? Well, the practice and Kennametal Pro qualifying for the Truck Series will be on FS2 starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. They will have a couple of practice sessions for the Xfinity and Cup Series during Friday as well on the CW app at 4:30 for the Xfinity Series, and on True TV, MRN, and Sirius XM at 5:30 on Friday for the Cup Series. The race, as we mentioned earlier, for the Truck Series starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So we've got quite a few notes here for their final race, Jay.
Well, it starts with the history, and that is it marks the 35th running of a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at Phoenix Raceway.
Okay, this is the 6th consecutive season that Phoenix will host the championship race. They've done so from 2020 to the current year.
And Phoenix is only one of 2 tracks to host a Truck Series race in every year of its existence. Martinsville being the other one. I don't know if I Phoenix on there. I knew Martinsville was one of them.
Well, the regular season champion went on to win the championship twice. Corey Heim won the regular season championship in 2025. So we'll see if he can do that again this year.
Yeah, I'd have to bump that number up to 3. I just, I don't. But then again, with the way we've seen Corey Heim have some races this year where he just had the truck but didn't get the win, it'd be brutal to see it happen.
It would be. I really hope Corey Heim wins it.
Yeah, clearly most deserving, if you will, based off of the season. Now, Corey Heim and Ty Majeski, though, are the only 2 championship Ford drivers who have appeared in the championship before. So we got two new ones, Kaden Honeycutt and Tyler Ankrum.
Corey Heim finished top 3 in the last 10 races. He's the first driver in series history to accomplish that feat. So he is another driver who has just been breaking records all over the place.
And all of this will back up why we feel he should and probably will get the championship. Corey Heim is 6 laps led away from tying the all-time single-season laps led record. Mike Skinner currently holds it at 1,533 laps, and that was set in, I believe, the inaugural year, 1996. Heim has led 68 laps in his 3 starts at Phoenix, and that includes 16 from last year.
Also, Corey Heim has led over 40% of the laps raced in 2025. That's the highest percentage ever in a season. Amazing.
And he has led a lap in every race of the 2025 season and could become the first driver to lead in every race of a season.
Corey Heim led 25 consecutive races, the longest streak in Truck Series history.
As I say, I missed that one, and that's what led into the one I read, so appreciate that. And Heim has finished top 5 in all 2025. No driver finished in the top 5 in every single race of a playoffs in a season. So again, you're talking about breaking records, setting and breaking records.
20 races this season were won by drivers aged 25 or younger. That's the most ever in the single Truck Series season. Pretty amazing. It's a younger series.
No doubt there. That was the good side of things. On the bad side, Thor Sport Racing remains winless 25, and that's the deepest into the season the organization has gone without a win since 2007, and that's the last time they were winless for a complete year.
Now, Chevrolet has not won in 12 races. The last time Chevrolet won was with Raja Karuth in Nashville back in May. And that's after winning 6 of the first 12 races of this season. It's tied for the brand's longest winless streak in Truck Series history.
That's a big part with Toyota, as Tricon Garage has won 7 of the last 8 races. No team has ever won 8 out of 9.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Tricon Garage won the last 4 races. The Truck Series record is 5 consecutive wins by one team, which occurred 4 previous times, most recently by Kyle Busch Motorsports back in 2021.
Yeah, I knew KBM had to be involved in that stat.
Yes.
Now, Toyota will win their 14th career Manufacturers Championship. And when we look at the history of Toyota, that's pretty solid. I don't have their numbers as far as how long they've been in the truck series now.
3 of the 5 Phoenix Championship races went into overtime. The 2023 championship race actually required 3 overtime attempts. And get this, 29 extra laps. That's the longest overtime in series history.
Now, in every Phoenix Championship race with overtime, the pass for the win came in that overtime shootout.
And in every Phoenix Championship race with overtime, the pass for the championship happened in overtime.
Ty Majeski and Corey Heim have combined to lead 148 of the 150 laps in last year's Phoenix finale. So Heim might have some competition there with Majeski.
And I do think that's where his competition is going to come from. Now, Kaden Honeycutt can become the very first Truck Series champion to have driven for multiple teams in his title-winning season. So he's raced with Nice Motorsports early in the season and through most of the season. But when Stuart Friesen had his injuries, Kaden Honeycutt stepped in for Hallmark Friesen Racing.
And he had to pick up one race, and I cannot off the top of my head remember which team, but he did do one race with another team just to keep his championship hopes alive before he got that ride with Stuart Friesen. So, and Honeycutt could also become the first Truck Series champion to not have a series win. He is winless so far. Matt Crafton won the 2019 championship without winning a race that season, but he also had prior career wins. What I look at in this, we could see what Daniel Hemrick did. Your first win brings you a championship. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Now, 4 teams won the last 3 Craftsman Truck Series driver championships.
Well, that's Thor Sport Racing. They've won 3 of the last 4 and the last 2 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver championships. But again, they're winless this year.
The last Toyota team to win the championship was Thor Sport Racing in 2021.
Now, that's kind of ironic. Now, every Truck Series champion was born prior to the year 2000. Corey Heim in 2002, Tyler Ankrum in 2001, Kaden Honeycutt in 2003 were all born before the current millennium. Ty Majeski, however, was born in 1994.
The average age of the championship 4 is 25 years, 4 months, 20 days. That is the youngest average age ever.
You mentioned that with the wins that have come this year, it is a younger. Again, that's normally where most drivers get their first starts and opportunity. But we do have some drivers like Matt Crafton, and I know he's done after this year. Grant Enfinger getting up there. So it's going to be interesting, but those are your 4 battling for the championship. Corey Heim, Ty Majeski, Tyler Ankrum, and Kaden Honeycutt.
You've got 4 drivers. They all want to win this championship, but one driver has been dominant this season.
Well, and looking at the stats, that gives me a little bit of hope of at least for some competition as far as Ty Majeski and his stats there at Phoenix. What I keep in the back of my mind, though, and we've seen this before, of not winning the race but still winning the championship, I think Lane Riggs still has something to prove, because I think overall through the season, he's been the strongest contender with Corey Heim. He just lost on the tiebreaker to get into this championship 4.
And he kind of held true to what we said at the very beginning of the season. 1 point can mean the difference between making it in and not making it in. And unfortunately for Lane Riggs, this is 2 years in a row now where he did not advance. He didn't make the playoffs last year at all. And then this year he missed out on the championship 4. So it's kind of, I know it's disappointing for him, but you're right. He's got something to prove, but he may be the spoiler this weekend.
Well, but that also led to, if you look at the home page for the Truck Series anywhere, you'll see that Lane Riggs has re-signed and will be back with the team next year. I think it said multi-year, if I'm not mistaken. But so again, his future looking pretty good. And you see the progression. Again, missed the playoffs entirely. This year he was tied for the championship 4, just didn't get the nod there, as you said, of 1 point would have made the difference.
Well, I'm sure signing the agreement to move forward is a consolation for sure.
I think so, and I think he's got a bright future overall, again, when he moves to the Xfinity and or Cup Series as well.
Did you want to cover points here?
The top 4, again, the points won't matter for them. For Lane Riggs, 5th place, all drivers that were eligible to start the playoffs can still battle for up to 5th place. Lane Riggs has a 28-point gap there over Rajah Caruth. Again, not guaranteed, but pretty secure. And then they got a big gap over, well, I don't know, because they haven't reset them back down to the other. If you have it up, go ahead and look at it, because like I said, all drivers can now compete for 5th in points.
Lane Riggs, though, in 5th place has that 2260 points. Behind him is Rajah Caruth at 2192. Next is Grant Enfinger at 2185. And then in 8th place is Daniel Hemrick at 2173.
Just looking at it, there might be a couple of positions that'll change there, but I think 5th and 6th are pretty much set, honestly. But again, if, say, Grant Enfinger were to pull out the win, I'll pick him just because he's one of my favorite. But no, I really do think, again, it's going to have to go through Corey Heim. The championship for sure, again, depending on how the race goes, may not be for the win, but I do think it's going to be, he's be involved in racing up front for that victory as well, because that's what he's done all year.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on then to watch for more coming soon. We will be covering all three of NASCAR's top three series, the trucks, the Xfinity, and the Cup Series. But our next preview is going to be for the ARCA West Series. Their season finale also takes place this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. So I will watch for that coming up real soon. On Friday, Taz and I should be able to do the fantasy report for the NASCAR Cup Series for the final race of the year. And then on Monday, on the other side of the race weekend, we'll get into all of the reviews for the show, the last review shows. And then we have NASCAR Hot Topic Sound Off at 10 o'clock Eastern, and that is a live stream with a live chat feature where you can interact with us throughout the show.
Absolutely. I know All Sports All Day loves to get in there and chat with us, so we'd love to hear from more of you. I know we're just short of 100 subscribers now, so appreciate that.
All right. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We do appreciate each and every one of you, and we hope you'll follow us to the next preview show.
Talk to you soon.